What you doing, Diggletdreamers? You got Mathers back for more CDL coverage. This is my semifinals battle versus Jose in the Seattle Seadras. Accidentally deleted a lot of my stuff on my computer, so I don't have the team builder that I had done from before. Unfortunately, wish I had saved that, but I didn't think of it at the time. So I'm just gonna skip over it. I know it's been a long time since I've uploaded. It's been a long time since I've even uploaded CDL content. But this is the semifinals of the playoffs. Jose obviously won his round one, and then I had a bye for round one, and now we're battling in the semifinals. If you don't recall, Jose was, I think, my most recent battle, so it's funny that I am battling him again immediately, but it was my only loss in the not playoffs, the regular season, I guess you would call it. And I think one of the biggest problems I had there was that he knew what I was going to bring. And I decided to mix it up this time to bring a Vicaville and Lycanroc, which I did not bring to my first match. I brought, I believe, Nidoqueen and Rhyperior, and then I also brought all these four here. But I guess if maybe he wasn't completely prepared for Vicaville and Lycanroc, maybe I can catch him again. They both definitely helped me out a lot versus Mesprit. Mostly Vicaville more than anyone else. But, you know, he has a very scary team. Obviously, that Mesprit messed me up last time. His Mawile Quillfish Intimidate thing is really good. Zygarde's obviously big offensive Pokemon, and then he's got Snorlax, which is just... I still can't believe this Pokemon's even RU anymore, you know? So I'll get into it. I decided to leave Vicaville because you know what, before I start off, let me tell you a little bit about my sets. So I'm Groundium Z, Lycanroc with Drill Run, Crunch, and Accelerock, and Swords Dance. I actually went with a weird, crazy Choice Scarf Vicaville with Volt Switch Discharge for some paralyzation hacks, Energy Ball and Bug Buzz, Banded Golisopod, my normal kind of like defensive with a little speed Florigus. I think might have even had Pixie Plate on this one. Swords Dance Toxicroak over Bulk Up this time, and I went with Earthquake so that I could hit the Quillfish and as well as the Mawile. And then I have Gunk Shot as just like my strongest stab move, and then I actually decided to go Sucker Punch over having a fighting type move so I could catch the Mesprit. And then I have Mandibuzz. I decided to not go with Taunt, and we'll see that come into play later, but I think I have like Toxic, Foul Play, Roost, and something else. Anyway, and my Florigus is my Defogger. So I decided to leave Vicaville because I obviously have the Scarf, and I can affect a lot of his teammates. Like, I get Volt Switch on everything except the Zygarde, and I doubt he's really going to want to stay in with Zygarde. And then Bug Buzz obviously hits everything. Discharge could get a Paralyzation, Energy Ball. So I felt like I had a pretty good opportunity with Vicaville as he actually pulls the Substitute turn 1, which works out really well for me because I went for the safe Bug Buzz. Because I could have gone for an Electric type move, but I figured if he stayed in, that'd be bad, especially if he did something like this. So Bug Buzz was the better all-around play. Able to catch the Zygarde through the Substitute is just going to protect turn 2. And I mean, obviously he's gonna have to get out of there. Goes into Goodra, so I get a little bit of damage off on this, but obviously Goodra's a pretty big special tank, as Mandibuzz is gonna be able to come in and take this thing pretty well. But he switches out there into Mawile to get the Intimidate. Solid play, but I got the U-turn. That's what I wanted to do. I went for U-turn over Taunt because I wanted that. Because since I was running a lot of Scarf and Banded Pokemon, I wanted that momentum that I could try to take advantage of. So yeah, U-turned out on the Mawile, and now I have Vicaville in, is going to be able to get some big damage off on the Mawile, but does protect just to scout out what I'm going for, which is the Volt Switch, so I can just kind of keep my momentum up. But he just has to just stay in and get his Stealth Rock up, as he can obviously take that hit along with the leftovers. But Mandibuzz is back in. I'm just going to try to get some damage off on this thing. I don't think Mawile could really take me down, especially since I've got Roost and stuff, but a U-turn out in Toxicroak. Not really sure what he wants to go for. He actually goes for the Play Rough and gets some big damage. But I he seems scared, so he switches out into Quillfish, which seems like a pretty safe play because Quillfish beat me down last time. Swords Dance gives me +1 because of the Intimidate, and I want to go for the Earthquake, and I do, but he actually sacks the Zygarde instead, so now he knows that his Quillfish is no longer safe. Does decide to go Mesprit, and I just get Sucker Punch damage off as he knocks me out, because Mesprit, it was a big threat. I wanted to make sure I knocked this thing out. So here he actually switches into Goodra. I go for the Volt Switch, so I get some nice momentum. Go into Florges. Obviously I can take on this thing even with a Sludge Wave, and I can defog away these rocks, which are very dangerous for my 2 bug types and my flying type. So Quillfish is in. I don't want to take a Poison Jab, and Vikavolt takes it, but not as well as I'd like. But I do get another Volt Switch off, keeping up some momentum. Florges is back as he goes Mawile. I get a little bit of Moonblast. That Pixie Plate actually coming into play there, getting some good damage. Able to 3-hit KO as he, well, not with the Protect. Anyway, he gets his Stealth Rock up, but doing a good amount of damage to this thing, basically, is what I'm saying. So I feel kind of confident. I'm just going to stay in and get a Defog off as he goes for the Iron Head. But the Defog does let me safely switch into Golisopod as he just goes for the rocks again. Now right here, oh no, not right here. That's coming up later. I did go for Liquidation because it obviously is my best move against Mawile, and it hits Quillfish hard at least. And I decided to stay in right there. Basically, the Quillfish had too much HP, and I didn't really have anyone I wanted to switch into. I guess I could have gone Mandibuzz, but risking the poison was scary, and I could have gone Vikavolt, but with the Stealth Rock damage racking up would not have been good. So I decided to just try to get as much damage off on this Quillfish as I could, knowing that I could probably take most hits from it anyway. As he actually pulls a switch into Mesprit, and I knock it the hell out with Liquidation. And I don't want to stay in here on the Goodra, so I'll go Mandibuzz as he does go for the Thunderbolt. But thankfully, I do outspeed and go for the Roost, which makes Thunderbolt a lot less useful. So basically at this point, I haven't seen this Goodra switch up moves at this point, so my thought is that it's like Choice Specs. Obviously not Choice Scarf because my Mandibuzz is outspeeding it. So that's basically what I'm playing off of right now, which will come into play later. As he goes Quillfish, and I get a U-turn. So now Vikavolt is in, and now I know that I outspeed this thing. He doesn't, and I get him out with the Discharge, which is big move, get rid of his Quillfish, but it does reveal that I'm locked, and he gets to go to Snorlax pretty freely. I can go Mandibuzz, but I don't have Taunt as he does start going for a Curse, so this is starting to get real scary. I'm just going to try to Roost up, just make sure I'm out of range of getting knocked out. As the Facade isn't doing much. Foul Play is doing an okay amount, but if he has Rest or something, then that's going to be bad. As he just gets another Curse. I get another Foul Play off, which is still doing a good amount, but he reveals the Iapapa Berry and the Recycle on the same turn. Not good for me, but I go for the Toxic, just hoping he doesn't have Rest, as that Facade does knock me out. So now I'm into Florges. I'm in desperation mode. I'm just trying to knock this thing out, hoping he doesn't have Rest, hoping that the Toxic damage racks up, and he knocks me out. Critical hit, does not matter. So I'm into Golisopod. I'm like, okay, I don't know what to do here. And then I get a critical hit and knock out the Snorlax, which is pretty big. I was obviously very upset that was how that happened. It was revealed later that he does have Earthquake as his last move. So the Toxic would have ramped up, but not enough to the point where I could have taken him down, because Vikavolt obviously went down to Stealth Rocks, and he may have been able to knock out my Golisopod there, at least emergency exit him, and then Earthquake for the Lycanroc. So basically that crit is what changed the game right there. Not saying it's over yet, as I sack my Vikavolt to this Goodra. So I see that he's going for Thunderbolt, and I'm thinking, okay, he's Choice Specs. I'm pretty sure he's Choice Specs. So I go into Lycanroc, and I know that I can take a Choice Specs Thunderbolt. I did it. I put it in the calcs. I know that I can take it. So I'm like, okay, I can go for my Z move here, which will either knock out the Mawile if he does want to switch, or have a pretty good chance of knocking out the Goodra. And even if it doesn't knock out the Goodra, then I'm okay. I can go for any of my other moves that are more accurate to finish him off, and then go for the Drill Run on the Mawile. And even if the Drill Run doesn't knock out the Mawile, like I miss or something, then the Golisopod can come in and finish him off. So that was basically what my game plan was right here. So here I am. Go for the Z move. Gudra does live, which was okay, part of my plan, and he actually reveals that he's not choiced in any way. He goes for the Draco Meteor and knocks me out. So okay, now I'm in trouble. Now my Gudra, my Golisopod is in with the choice banned. I basically have to pick my move very carefully right here. If I go for the liquidation, it'll knock out the incoming Mawile, but then I won't be able to outspeed the Gudra, which will be able to hit me with a Thunderbolt. So I have no other choice but to go. I mean, obviously, if I go for first impression, then it won't work after the first turn, and he has 2 Pokemon. So basically, I needed to go for Aqua Jet. It was the only play that could possibly work for me. I mean, obviously, liquidation could have worked if maybe I lived a Thunderbolt and it knocked out the Gudra. I don't know. It wasn't looking good for me with liquidation. Leech Life would not do enough to Mawile. So I basically had to go for Aqua Jet. So he does make the optimal play, goes into Mawile, gets the Intimidate off. Aqua Jet does a good chunk there with only 1 Intimidate, but he does have Protect. He gets the leftovers back. And now what he can do here is sack his Gudra. I mean, even with an Intimidate, that doesn't really matter. But the Mawile gets to come in and intimidate me even further. Thankfully, the choice band is basically saving me here, limiting the amount of lowers that he can get, or limiting the amount that my attack can be lowered, I guess is what I meant there. Aqua Jet still doing good amount. Basically what he needs here, he's going to Protect here, which is going to bring him out of range of... He's going to be able to live. He needed to go for the double Protect there, but he doesn't get it. Gets a Protect here. Now, I believe if he gets one here, he get out of range possibly of some of my rolls, but he doesn't get it, and I'm going to be able to knock him out, and that is going to be the end of that. So, oh my goodness. So really what I should have done when it was down to Lycanroc and Golisopod, I should have gone straight into Golisopod and just gone for like a liquidation, a first impression or something, and then gone into Lycanroc and like switched into Lycanroc, you know, played around a little bit more rather than expecting Lycanroc to do it for me. But it all came down to that critical hit on the Snorlax. There was, I mean, he won the game. If I'm being honest, he earned that victory. But I got a crit. What can I say? I'm not happy about it. Not the way I would have wanted things to go down. If it was up to me, I would just say, Jose, go to the finals. But I'm going to take my victories where I can get them and go to the finals versus Ariadon. And hopefully I can get that video out to you guys soon. Man. Pokemon. You know? Like what? I don't know. It's a weird feeling. Like obviously I want to win. I want to go on to the finals and give my chance at my first ever championship in a draft league. Especially in my favorite tier draft league. But that's not how I wanted it. Obviously Jose is I think Jose is the one who deserves the victory here. But I just got lucky. That's it. I'm going to stop talking. Thanks for watching. Keep dreaming. Goodbye.